All right, so we are here at Speedway Harley-Davidson, and today we're going to be taking a ride on this 2023 Fat Bob. If this happens to be your first time by the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the bell notification, and at the end of this video, give it a big old thumbs up. So real quick, we're gonna go over a few specs on this motorcycle before taking her out for a spin. The wet weight is 675 pounds. This 114 Milwaukee 8 puts out 118 foot-pounds of torque. You've got a 3.5 gallon gas tank with 47 miles per gallon. It comes with the inverted front forks, which is gonna give you a much sportier ride. This bike has the same wheelbase as the Lowrider S and Lowrider ST, which is 63.6 inches. You've got adjustable rear suspension. You're going to get 2-up seating with the rear pegs for your passenger, and overall this is an extremely stylish bike. You get an LED front headlight, halogen turn signals, as well as halogen brake lights and turn signals in the rear. Your front tire is going to be a 150/80/16 and the rear is a 180/70/16. But that's enough about the specs. Let's go for a ride. So let's take a quick look at the display. You got an analog tachometer with a digital speedo. You press this button right here and you can cycle through some of the different options on here. Right now this bike only has 2 miles on it. You've got your trip A, your trip B, remaining miles to this tank of gas. So we got 116 miles left before this tank's going to be on E. You've got an unset clock. You can set the clock, it's just not set currently. You've got a digital RPM, and you're back to miles. And then you get your fuel gauge and your speedometer that stays on there all the time. So let's get her cranked up. There we go. Adjust these mirrors slightly. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. I feel like a lot of people forget about the Fat Bob. This is a fun bike to ride, especially if you're looking for something that has a little bit more of a sporty style to it and a sporty feel to it. Comment down below, what's your favorite thing about the Fat Bob? And we're off. All right, smooth throttle response. It's actually a very smooth ride on this motorcycle. I'm 6 feet tall, about 230 pounds, and the seating position is comfortable. The bike comes with forward controls, so my feet are a little bit more forward versus that attack riding position. The handlebars are placed right around a little bit higher than waist level. They're a little bit lower. They're basically in between my waist and my chest as far as the placement of the handlebars, but I'm not like leaned over in an uncomfortable position. I'm still sitting upright and the bike feels comfortable. It has that lower lumbar support that has me locked in place to no matter how hard I roll on this throttle, I'm not going anywhere. The seat actually feels quite comfortable. I'd say it's more comfortable than a lot of other stock Harley-Davidson seats. I'd say this bike comes with one of the most comfortable seats besides the CVO. But out of all the other Softails, this is going to be your most comfortable seat, at least in my opinion. The motorcycle feels extremely nimble, and it just makes you want to ride it aggressively. As far as how the suspension feels, I'm not feeling a ton of road imperfections or anything like that, but I still feel connected to the road. This bike just feels so aggressive. And I've seen people do some different things to these motorcycles, like throw a Memphis shades on there so you can get some type of wind protection, because right now I am not getting any wind protection. But that's the great thing about Harley-Davidson. There's so many different options to customize a Harley. You can get wind protection. You can get saddlebags on here. You can turn this into a little aggressive mini touring motorcycle. I love the different styling of this motorcycle, such as the rectangular shaped headlight. It just looks completely different than your typical Harley. The rear chopped fender. It's just an extremely stylish motorcycle. It kind of gives you that post-apocalyptic look. You've got the fatter, aggressive tires on here, and the bike has a very aggressive stance. But in the end, it's still a soft tail, so the ride's going to be extremely comfortable. You still got that 114, so you're definitely going to be getting plenty of power and performance out of it, with unlimited upgradable options to upgrade your motor and get even more performance out of it if you want to. And the other cool thing is there's not a ton of these motorcycles on the road. So if you were looking at one of these, the Fat Bob, and you were looking to get one, just know that when you're pulling up to those bike nights, when you're pulling up to those events, it's very possible that you're going to be that one different bike that stands out, especially when you get to customizing this motorcycle. Since there's not a lot of them on the road, everyone's individual customizations on how they set their bike up is definitely going to stand out. So if you're someone who wants to stand out, wants something different, wants something that's fun to ride, wants something that's aggressive, this is a perfect option for you. I do love the way the seat locks me in. Like, I literally can move nowhere. Like, it's like, let's go get aggressive. There we go. Oh yeah. Woo, man. Yeah, she's got some go-go juice. This bike definitely will perform. And I mean, she's weighing 675 pounds wet, putting out 118 foot-pounds of torque. By doing things like a stage 1, stage 2, you're going to get more performance out of it, which is definitely going to go with the look of this bike. This bike looks like it's an aggressive, high-performing machine, which it definitely has plenty of performance, but it does need that exhaust note. That's the one thing I would suggest upgrading on this bike immediately, if you were to pick one of these up, is the exhaust. Oh! In its stock configuration, this 114 is a blast to ride. Being locked into this seat just makes you feel like you have way more control over your motorcycle. It kind of connects you to the bike. It makes it feel like you are a part of the bike. So wherever you go, the bike's going to go. Wherever you lean, the bike's going to lean. Wherever you look, the bike's going in that direction. It kind of attaches you to the bike. There should be more of these out on the road. And this bike is nice and nimble. You've got that fatter front tire, so that means more rubber on the road. So that's going to help you with your maneuvering, with it sticking to the road when you're tearing up some canyons, going around some twisties, or just ripping through the neighborhood or ripping through the city. You got plenty of the traction there. Oh, look at that torque. And I'm locked in. I didn't slide not one bit just from giving it those little bursts. Those little quick throttle twists. You don't see a ton of these in the showrooms or on the street. So if you're looking for a brand new Fat Bob, you may want to jump on this one. This one's actually in the vivid black color, which is one of my favorite colors for it this year. Man, this bike just handles so well. I am almost ready to say that this is one of the best handling Softails. The way it's set up with the fat tires, it just maneuvers extremely effortlessly. Let's play around over here. Let's see how she handles. Do a couple circles. Yeah, this thing will turn literally on a dime. It's an amazing handling motorcycle. Wow. The bike handles so good. All right, let's take one final look at her. Let's get her right where the sun is hitting so you can get a good view of her. We will pull right about here. There's that sun. All right, let's take a quick look. One final look at the Fat Bob. Let us know, what do you think of the styling of this motorcycle? Have you ridden one yourself? And again, I asked in the beginning of this video, what is your favorite thing about this bike? I'd love for you to comment down below. But make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Like, comment, hit that bell notification. If you're interested in demoing something like this or any of the other Harley-Davidsons, swing by Speedway Harley-Davidson. We'll love to get you out on a demo ride. But if you have not ridden a Fat Bob, I strongly suggest doing so because this bike is such a blast to ride. But we'll see you in that next one.